Hi everyone! Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for scones. I've put the ingredients on the screen for you. I will also put it in the description box. This is a very highly requested recipe in my home. My kids love them for breakfast. We also really enjoy them for holidays. They are good on their own, or you can have some jam on them, some butter, some cream, or all three. So hopefully you guys will give these a try and let me know what you think. Let's get started. So first we're going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour in our bowl here. You can sift it. I don't normally, so it's not a huge deal. Then you're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. You're going to add 4 teaspoons of baking powder. You're also going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. My salt here didn't really want to come out. Next, you're just going to get a fork and you're just going to mix that all together, get it all combined. Then you're going to take 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup, that's what I usually use, of butter, as well as 2 tablespoons of shortening. I've always used Crisco. I've never used anything other than that, so I don't know how it would work if you used lard or anything like that. So you're going to put it all into the flour mixture. Then you're going to get your pastry blender and you're going to start mashing that butter and Crisco up into the flour mixture. You don't want to mash it too hard. You'd like it to be about the size of small peas. So just keep going until that's all mixed together. And then you are going to add 3/4 cups of whipping cream mixed with 1 egg. So you just mix it all together. I always just use a fork and then eventually I use my hands because I start to get impatient. But you're just going to want to turn it into a nice dough. Not too sticky, but not too dry. So I have my pan here and I just have a non-stick mat on top of the pan. Now you don't have to do it my way, but I just take the dough and put it right onto the non-stick pan and I flatten it out with my hands. You can use a rolling pin, but I never have because you actually want this dough to be quite thick, about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, because you want your scones to be big enough that you can easily cut them in half. Then you're going to get whatever kind of cutter you have. I have this biscuit cutter here, but if you don't have a biscuit cutter or a cookie cutter, you can always just use the rim of a drinking glass. Now I always dip my cutter in flour so that it doesn't stick as much because the dough can get a little bit sticky. And you can see them, you kind of see how thick they are. You don't want them too thick. If they are too thick, they will puff up and fall over. They'll still taste great, they just won't be as pretty. Now you just pat out your remaining dough and you just keep cutting them out. They will be perfectly fine if you re-roll them. Now what I always do is take the cup that I used for the cream and the egg, and I always use a brush to brush the bottom remnants of the cream and egg onto the top of the scones. This helps them darken to a nice brown in the oven when they're cooking. You want to make sure your oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and you're going to put the scones in the oven from anywhere from 15 to 18 minutes. Keep an eye on them because you don't want them to burn. So here's my scone out of the oven. You can see it's nice and brown on the top as well as the bottom. It's a nice tight crumb. It did not fall over in the oven. It stayed nice and tall and is ready to be cut open so we can take a look and see what the inside looks like. So here's our scone cut open and you can see the crumb. It's a nice tight crumb with a couple of small holes. It's incredibly tender from the whipping cream. So let's get some toppings on here and give it a taste. I have a little homemade strawberry jam as well as some whipping cream that I quickly whipped up. I always think that jam goes on the bottom and cream on top because when I try it the other way, somehow the cream always smushes off. This is a delicious breakfast, a delicious snack, or a delicious dessert. I hope you guys have a chance to try them out and let me know what you think of them. Thanks for watching.